Welcome back to Where Are They Now, a digital feature here on Jazz FM 91, where we get to catch up with some of the artists who have been through our education and outreach programming. My name is Jelani Watson. I'm the Education and Outreach Officer here at the station, and today it's my pleasure to be joined by Eric Liang. And, sorry, fix that mic there. Can I let the audience know a little bit about you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. So Eric Liang is a Chinese-Canadian pianist and composer, currently completing his Bachelor of Music in Jazz Performance at the University of Toronto. He has studied with Glenn Zaleski, David Story, Chris Donnelly, and Ethan Ardelli, and is a active performer in Toronto's jazz scene. Eric appears regularly at venues around the city, including the Rex and the Jazz Bistro as a sideman and band leader. Eric has performed with many of Canada's foremost jazz musicians, including Neil Swainson, Terry Clarke, Pat LaBarbera, Dave Young, Lucian Gray, Virginia McDonald, Jacob Chung, and many others. The list was quite long. So
I had to, shout them
I
out.
know. I struggled figuring out who to leave in there.
Me too. To be honest.
Of course, in addition to all of that, Eric frequently collaborates with vocalist Ale Nunez, having recorded and been a songwriter on her recently JUNO Nominated album, Under the Lemon Tree. Eric, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, John.
Of course, man. Now, for those who don't know too much about Eric, we had the pleasure of having Eric as a part of the Jazz FM 91 Youth Big Band in 2019 and 2020. And Eric also received the Mary Alice Stewart Award in 2024. And for those who are hip to this Discover Women in Jazz series, you would have seen Eric performing with Ale Nunez, was it last year?
2024 in
2024
July,
as well,
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, there we
August,
go.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you want to check that concert out, head over to you're on our YouTube channel. So after this interview, head over and check out our Discover Women in Jazz series to get that concert.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric, I want to just jump all the way back to 2019. Or actually, let's start a little bit before that. What can you tell me a little bit about your musical upbringing?
Yeah. So I think some of my earliest musical memories is that my brother used to play piano before. He's 13 years older than me, so my brother Ben, he used to produce beats on his computer. Like at the time, there was this DAW called Propeller Head Reason. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty ancient now, but I literally would just sit on his lap and watch him make beats, and I was like, whoa, what is this is so cool. I just give whatever ideas I could as a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, eventually I remember going downstairs to try to figure out the melody of one of his songs on the piano.
Right.
I think shortly after that my parents decided to enroll me in piano lessons.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so I started doing classical piano when I was 5. I remember though, even my parents, when I started taking the bus home from school, I would get home an hour and a half before my parents did.
Right.
And so they weren't able to supervise me anymore. So I would just start pretending that I just tell them, oh yeah, I practiced today.
Yeah.
That I didn't practice. And I remember one day my mom being like, I can tell you didn't practice because your piano books are in the same spot. So then I learned I was like, okay, I'll just shift them around a little bit. Now they can't tell. But yeah, otherwise, after doing piano for a little bit, I started making EDM as
cool.
well. Yeah, in grade 7 to 10. And I also always loved playing other instruments. I joined my school's drum line in grade 8, playing the snare drum.
Yeah.
And did clarinet and through middle school and high school. I was in a youth orchestra in Oakville, playing the clarinet, and doing string ensemble. I played the violin as well in high school.
Awesome.
It was really, but in both clarinet and violin settings, they also had me playing piano in the ensemble. So it was, just a lot of loved all sorts of music, I guess, when I was younger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess.
I guess. So you mentioned you started classical music at age 5. What got you into jazz?
Right. So even while I was doing classical, I would love to. I didn't like to read sheet music.
Right.
I liked to listen to pop songs on the radio and like play them all in C major because I didn't have perfect pitch, so everything was just in C major.
Right,
to me.
right.
And I remember noticing like all these songs like have the same 4-chord progression. So many of them, like just a few variations of that. So I would like love to make mashups of that. That was one of the first things I did with my brother as well. Like we actually have somewhere on YouTube this mashup that we made together, and I think that's important. Like that's sort of formative to my direction to jazz.
Right.
Because eventually my friend showed me a blues scale in the 8th grade, and like we literally just played on like Zelda's Song of Storms. Like we were just improvising for fun, and from there I'm pretty sure I actually just watched like an anime called, have you heard of Kids on the Slope?
No.
It's like a jazz anime about this classical pianist like becoming a jazz pianist.
No.
And yeah, and his drummer friend, who I also had a great drummer friend in high school, and I feel that the songs, hearing some of the music in that at the time definitely really excited me about music and improvising. And I heard George Shearing at the time, who I think really appeals to a classical pianist, especially his touch.
Right.
And these sort of things got me just more interested in this style of music where you could choose the notes, choose the rhythms, and choose like what you want the music to sound like.
Right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you joined the Jazz FM 91 Youth Big Band in 2019. Would that be grade 11 for you?
Yes, it was grade 11 for me.
So how did you hear about the band, and what was that experience like for you?
So I remember I had gotten rejected from the high rendition jazz band in grade 10. I'd only started lessons like a few weeks before that. I was trying really hard to get in. I didn't get in. It was devastated. And I remember watching my first jazz show. It was the Sharantha Bedegay Quartet in Burlington Jazz Fest. It was Nancy Walker on piano, Kieran Uvers bass. I actually forget who was playing drums at the time, but someone in the audience, the lady me and my mom were sitting next to in the audience, just happened to mention, "Oh, you're getting into this music. Oh, you should check out. There's a youth big band called the 91 FM Big Band." I actually wish I remembered her name. I honestly owe a lot to this lucky lady.
Yeah.
Who, lucky for me.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mentioned it to my piano teacher at the time, David Story. He was my jazz teacher. So I decided, okay, let's build towards this program. It sounds really exciting. So he helped me prepare for the audition, and somehow I came to this very building. I still remember the audition. So nervous. I played Yardbird Suite while warming up.
Yeah.
Jules Estrin, the director, was sitting there, and a few weeks later I got called back and started coming to the program.
Amazing.
So,
Amazing. Selfish question. Had you heard about Jazz FM before auditioning?
Yeah, I think just like listening on the radio, we would sometimes scroll by it, but maybe not actually.
Yeah.
My parents like classical music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you converted them to jazz fans?
My mom?
Yeah.
My mom is converted. My dad, not so much still. But
okay,
I'll get him there.
Awesome. So how was participating in the program?
It was, I think, definitely one of the most like formative musical experiences for me. I truly remember at that time, every week, like the program becoming the thing I looked forward to every week.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things you sort of dread when you're in school, right? Like, I mean, class, like even just specific classes, like history class, I'm like, oh, I can't believe today's Thursday, I have history. Dang. Like, but then it get to the weekend, and I'm like, it's Jazz FM. Like, so excited to take the train. I remember not only the program being what I was excited about, and playing in the big band and the sound of the ensemble, which I remember just being blown away by every single individual's abilities in the band. But specifically, we started doing like a jam tune on the break, right?
Right,
You have a little like break during the rehearsal, right? So some of the rhythm section and the sax player Joel Bracken, he'd usually like start up like a tune during the break, and I remember being just so excited to get to play a tune with these cats at the time. It was quickly just like what I looked forward to for the entire week. So I'd go home and practice and get ready to play the tune the next week. And yeah, it was totally. There I also like heard of people who were planning to study music post-secondary for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, because at the time, like the idea of studying music was just a dream, right? And it's a dream I didn't even consider, honestly, just because it's sort of like taboo in a sense for, I guess, even coming from like a Chinese background, that is sort of like a stereotypical thing, but it does ring true in my family, I guess. But asking some of these people, I'm assuming like, oh, they're gonna say engineering or business, or poli-sci or something, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go do I'm gonna apply to Humber, Juilliard. I was like, what? Like you're studying music? Like, you're crazy? Like, why would you study music?
Yeah.
But for me, that definitely changed some brain chemistry.
Yeah, planted a seed.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. So you did 2019. We unfortunately had the pandemic in 2020.
That's right.
That was a little bit of a different experience. How was that doing sort of a big band experience online?
Yeah, I think Jules did the best job he could, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
I remember he brought in a guest every week, like a different speaker to educate us on music and big band, and it was the best possible thing he could do for us at the time.
Yeah.
But definitely I missed the playing, the ensemble playing. The sound of the big band.
Yeah. So 2020, 2021, you started at U of T?
That's right, 2021.
Yep. And you did not start in music?
No, I started first in the Rotman Commerce program.
Okay.
So, yeah, in high school, in that grade 12 year, I actually had applied to U of T Music and Juilliard for jazz piano as well. And I remember my thinking at the time was sort of like, if I don't get like an insane scholarship from U of T, or if I don't get into Juilliard, then it's not meant to be. I shouldn't do music. I'm not built for this. Right. So, and what happened was I didn't get into Juilliard, and I got like the scholarship that I received from U of T I did not deem worthy. Enough for me to pursue music. So at the time I was like, okay, I'll just do commerce at U of T, and I'll just do it as a side thing.
For sure. Yeah.
But even in my commerce year, I started getting hired as a musician because there were cats like Joel Bracken who was taking chances on me, just calling me for some of my first gigs. Yeah. And I remember one of my heroes at the time, Jacob Chung, who's now in New York doing incredible stuff. But he also gave me a chance. He started hiring me to play in his band even while I was studying commerce. And I even remember talking to him one night, just saying like, I don't know if I can keep studying business while like my heart is so like I just started skipping classes every day just to play music at the music building. Because it felt so. I just felt like my heart really was. That's where my heart was at the time. Yeah. And I remember Jacob telling me like, if you switch, there will be work for you. Like if you decide to do this, you can do it. And I was like, okay, you know what? You don't need to tell me more. Like, I think this is what I'm I'm gonna do. So
Yeah.
I just decided, no matter what any schools tell me, like I'll try for New School, I'll try for Juilliard again, I'll try for U of T again, but wherever I get into, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So, and U of T, Juilliard once again rejected me, and U of T gave me even less money than the year before. However, it didn't matter because I was like, this is
Right.
where my heart is. Like, this is
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
yeah. And it looks like Jacob's right, because he's been a very busy man over the past couple of years.
That's true. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Where should we take it? So since the since the youth big band, and then your time at U of T, how have you seen your artistic vision or artistic voice sort of develop and change?
So I feel like doing the big band was awesome because it enriched me to this whole world of like straight ahead jazz music and just music, I guess, generally classified under jazz. Right?
Yeah.
And where my ear leaned was more to the straight ahead thing. So like bebop and that kind of era of music.
Right.
And I really got pretty like not pigeonholed, but just super invested in that style of music for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's been more recently, actually, that I feel like my ears are once again more open to other styles of music and loving all kind of music again. As I said, like when I was younger, I loved all sorts of music, but I did spend a few years really digging into just the jazz thing, like straight ahead bebop, and all sorts of jazz that you're sort of, if you want to be a working musician, jazz musician in Toronto, I feel like there's like homework you have to do, right? And so I feel that I was trying to do that homework for a couple of years. But now, more for the past year or so, I think my ears are and mind are like more open to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been digging like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Dope.
Really digging their music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Awesome.
Yeah. And classical music as well.
And I won't put you on the spot and ask you who your favorite musicians are to play with. I feel like that probably be detrimental in your early career. But I will ask, you've played with some of the top musicians in Canada. Can you tell me a little bit about how that's shaped your development over the past couple years?
Definitely. I would say that those guys are a big part of why my range is expanding again. Yeah, like I've played with Neil and Terry and Dave Young I've gotten to play with, and all these guys, there's something about playing with someone who's done it for so long and had so much like experience like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could even put it into words. I feel like it's one of those things where just by being in it, it's like playing a sport or something.
Yeah.
Like you get the like recently I've been playing badminton, and I think about some of those older grandpas who can still just beat the crap out of me on the court. They're just making me run everywhere, and it seems like they're not even trying, right? But I'm like, I'm like sprinting around, and I'm supposed to have this like youthful advantage. But it just doesn't exist because they just know how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like, and they've, of course, playing with Neil for me was one of the greatest honors because some of my earliest favorite music was literally Neil playing with George.
Amazing.
Watching them play live on YouTube, and I remember my friend studied with him in high school because we used to watch their videos so much, and we found out Neil Swainson is Canadian. Wait, he lives in Toronto. No way, we can get some lessons with him, and so to work with him was a true privilege.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's just one of those things that just the experience alone of playing with them, it's like its own sort of sacred thing.
Yeah. Awesome. So I do want to ask you a little bit about video game music, because that's something that you mentioned. But before we get there, Ale Nunez, how did that collaboration start, and what was putting that project together like?
Oh, so I met Ale at a Joel Bracken gig where he called us to play for like a house party that his parents were having, and they've done it annually since, and I've been able to pretty much do it every year with Ale. And yeah, we met that first year. That was probably in 2020.
Gotcha.
I believe. And it was maybe actually 2019. I can't remember now, but it was 5 or 6 years ago for sure. And she, again, took, even when I was super new to the scene, she saw something, and she started calling me for work. And I've been really grateful to share such an amazing working relationship with her, both as friends but also as collaborators. And so working on this album together just felt really natural. Like, we'd been playing these songs live on gigs for a couple of years as well. So one day we sat down, had a little duo writing session where we said, okay, we've been playing these for a while. What do these songs kind of need right now?
Yeah.
And just working through them duo, I added some new chords, changed some old chords. She also brought a song that she had written on the plane, where she had just written the melody and the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I added the chords to that. And so that's the one that's co-written by us on the album, Alive Again.
Yeah.
And yeah, going into the studio, we did it over, I think, 2 or 3 sessions. There was the duo session, the 2 sessions with the band. Yeah, just a great experience overall. I learned so much from it.
Yeah.
Always get really nervous in the studio personally. Like, my hands are cold thinking about it now.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, and so that is nominated for vocal jazz album of the year.
That's right.
At the JUNOs. Yeah.
Crazy.
So
can't believe it.
Good luck with that one. I hope to hear some good news.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So in your bio, I didn't read all of it.
That's okay.
But you mentioned an interest in creating music for video games and film, and that's something that you're studying and working on right now.
Yeah. So I realized that for the last couple of years in school, I sort of prioritized the career grind, like trying to be a working jazz pianist in the city. I honestly sacrificed a lot of school opportunities maybe, and school, like the prioritization of what I could get out of the U of T experience fully. I was more focused on creating a jazz piano career for myself.
Right.
Which, while I don't regret, I'm now being in my final year, I'm realizing that there are a lot of cool things I can do still at school. So I've been really enjoying exploring that, and the other aspects, like the other things, applications of music, I guess.
Right.
Which they have a great course on film scoring and interactive music and sound for video games.
Amazing.
So I chose to take both of those courses this year, and I'm really enjoying them. Like, it's reignited my passion for production.
Yeah.
I've been learning Logic Pro with Todd Pentney.
Awesome.
It's been really fun, and it's really amazing to me what you can create when you collaborate across disciplines like that.
Yeah.
So the video game music course is in collaboration with the computer science program and with Centennial College and OCAD.
Mm-hmm.
And so having a team of just like people from CS, people from music, people from art.
Yeah.
And then you see your work in this final video game result. It's like amazing. Like, the music doesn't even sound the same because of the context that it's in.
Yeah.
And I find that process really fulfilling. I think it even reminds me that music is something deeper than just playing some chord scales on a bebop tune all the time, right? Like, you can really make someone feel something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of cross-disciplinary, I have a couple questions for you that we got from online. The first one is from Serafina Knight, and she asks, when will we hear you play more neo soul? You played it very well at the listening room.
Good question. whenever I am playing in a band that calls for that kind of music, I guess. Again. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. I dig neo soul. I'm open to it. I'd love to play some more neo soul.
So what you're saying is that people should call you and hire you to play some neo soul.
That's right.
There we go. And from Yvette Byrne Menard, which I believe Kieran Menard's mom.
Yes,
yep.
right,
So Kieran was part of the youth big band a couple years ago as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
on
that.
bass.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So she asked, "What is your favorite EWF tune and why?"
EWF tune?
I don't.
Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire tune.
See, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like In the Stone.
Okay.
Because it was part of my favorite movie growing up, Drumline. Have you seen Drumline? It's like Nick Cannon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That was my favorite movie growing up. So
yes, sir.
yeah,
It's a good choice.
I found out that track was the one they play in there, and
okay.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah. He got me into some drumline stuff at church too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Awesome. So we're running low on time. I do want to ask you, or do you have any exciting projects coming up? Anything that people should keep an eye out for?
I would say right now I'm sort of exploring a few different directions, like with the video game music and film music, and I'm planning to take some time moving back with my parents to just regroup myself after being in school and doing music work in Toronto for a while.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely be hearing more from me, but maybe not in my typical ways.
Fair. Yeah. Awesome. And you are still quite a young musician yourself.
Right.
However, for those with less experience in sort of starting off their journeys in music, do you have any advice or any tips that you'd give them?
Yeah, definitely. Like, as you said, I'm very young myself, but what I do feel strongly about is, I would definitely say to be wary of getting wrapped up in substances and comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
I think both of those things are you're very vulnerable to that when you're a young musician, right? And there's definitely a culture of that in Toronto, in just music scenes in general.
Yeah.
And no matter how amazing a musician is, you have to understand that it's not helping them be any better. No, even if they might believe that, or if they might make it seem that way, you can't fall into that. And same thing with comparison. While a little bit of it can feel motivating, I think that it's a very fine line, very easy for it to become unhealthy and harmful.
Yeah.
So, just feelings of envy and temptation of substances, drinking, these kind of things. Stay away from those things.
Yes.
For sure. That's what I would tell my younger self, at least.
Amazing. Let's see. I'm going to ask you, where can people find you online? Okay,
so usually I would give my Instagram, but I've had that deactivated for a couple months now. I think that it's been really good for my overall mental health.
Yep.
And so just my YouTube channel for now. If you look
Amazing.
up Eric Liang Piano, you should be able to find me.
Yeah.
I do have a SoundCloud as well from a couple years ago, but that's more for electronic music I made a long time ago. And I'm on Spotify with Ale's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll throw one last question in just for fun. If you could create your own band,
okay,
of musicians, alive or gone,
okay,
who would be in it, and what kind of music would you guys play?
Oh, word. I can only pick one band though.
I didn't say how big the band. needs to be?
Oh, it's too tough. There's too many. I would want to hear so many different styles.
Yeah.
People like, I mean, as a jazz pianist, I would just bring Art Tatum back from the dead and just watch him play. I'll step away from the piano myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always loved the Keith Jarrett trio.
Amazing.
I would love to watch them just play. It's funny, you know. I feel like you were asking me like what band I would like to play in.
Yeah.
But I guess I would love to like be able to see some of these guys I looked up to play in front of me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the best way to learn the music is to experience it live.
Totally.
That's beautiful.
There's something different about it, right? Like when you can see and be in the same room as it happening, I think it's completely different. Something sacred about that as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, this is 4th year for you at UFT, so an early congratulations on graduating. Congratulations on the JUNO nomination, and hopefully congratulations on the win. And I'm sure we'll be hearing much more from you.
Thanks very much, John.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us.